Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Man United agenda. And yes, it's all gossip. And we've got one player, Dean Henderson, would like to leave Manchester United. And there's rumours regarding Jesse Lingard also would like to leave in January. Yes, hello everyone. Welcome to the Man United agenda, and it is our greatest panel in punditry. It's OMONDI and Rebel. Welcome, guys. Welcome back. So before we go, we please make sure we hit that like, share, and subscribe button to the Man United agenda. We are on the road to 1K subscribers. Once we hit that one road, I'm nicking Rebel's line. You can win yourself a Bruno Fernandes signed football shirt once we hit 1K subscriber. So how are we all feeling today, guys? Lots of rumors going around. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer isn't in the country. He's flapping. What's going on, Rebel? Talk to us. What's your... We've been doing a couple of shows, but how is the energy for yourself? How are you feeling right now?
The longer this goes on, the more silence that we get from official channels. We've all seen speculation. We've all seen the headlines, and we've chatted about the various possible selections. The more I think change is imminent, because you do not leave your club when you're in the position that you're in. Whatever about giving the players a few days off to kind of reset and recalibrate, if you were Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, you would have told the wife and the kids, listen, things didn't go according to plan. I know we planned this months ago, but I need to be at my club. And the simple fact is he's gone absolutely radio silent since he's left the country. And we're hearing absolutely nothing from the Glazers, from their chief spokesman, Mr. Ed Woodward. We're hearing nothing. So, do you know, there's a small sense of cautious optimism that something is afoot.
Monday.
Yeah, I agree with Rebel. Hi, everyone in the comments. Bath Time, Saragon, all you guys there, man. Big up Maisie as well. Big up, people. Yeah. We're back again, and looking in the comments, the gossip columns today, they're saying about Dean Henderson, and I am feeling no, Dean, you got to stay, man, because De Gea doesn't convince me as yet. So when I hear thing about Dean Henderson leaving, I don't like the sound of that. He's a Manchester boy. He's been at the club all this time. Start playing him. Remember last season he came in and done a good job, and no one really here can turn around and say that he messed up or made mistakes or anything like that. You've got to give people confidence with games, you know? So I don't like that news. I don't want to see him leave. I don't know what Connor thinks, but Connor's just arrived on the scene.
Hello, Connor.
How are you doing, bro?
Welcome back, Connor.
Doing good. My fiance is absolutely amazing and made lunch, and it was absolutely delicious, so I'm doing good.
Speculation, obviously, with this whole Dean Henderson and Jesse Lingard looking to leave. Henderson, obviously, there's rumours surrounding, obviously, the takeover of Newcastle United. Now, there's rumours Dean Henderson would like some clarification on his future at Manchester United, because it seems like he's been promised something, but whether he's been promised, Ole and the coaching staff and everyone's gone back on their word. So can you blame him for if he do want to leave Manchester United? Because right now, also, not Amanda just went on to say regarding De Gea, I still believe De Gea is our number one. But what do you think, Connor?
I can see why he would ask to leave, because he was in a great run of form at the end of the year. Davin went back home, as he fully deserved, to go see the birth of his child and spend time with. I think any father should be able to, no matter what profession you're in, deserves to go home and be able to see their child paid. And so he went home, and Dean stepped up and did what he needed to do. I think what's kind of screwed Dean in the end is him getting COVID right as we were hitting the start of the season. If he doesn't get COVID, I think Dean's our number one to start the year. And I think this is a completely different conversation. But he got COVID. Luckily, he's recovered from it, because I do think I love him. I love Dean. I think he's a great player. But it gave David the chance to come in and play out of his shoes and be back to the David we remember when he was making 14 saves or 12 saves against Arsenal. Back to that top level performer. And it's kind of been a double-edged sword, because while it's been great to see David back in form, you know how Ole is. If one manager's in form, the other goalkeeper's not going to see a minute. And both keepers are of the same of a certain quality to where both want to think they deserve starting minutes. And to be fair to them, both of them do. But you have to find that balance, and Ole has not found that balance.
Yeah. Rebel, obviously we're going in. Dean Henderson also signed a new contract as well with us, a 5-year deal. Did you think that's what the board's doing at the moment is very premature on our behalf? Because it seems like we've been doing quite a lot of things like that lately. We've gone in back to the Jose era, with the Phil Jones era. We've gone with the Mike Phelan of the world, and now we also got Henderson signing a new deal. Is it premature for us as a club, and the direction and the level of leadership, we've lost that somewhere?
Absolutely. Just to finish up on a point that was just made about De Gea being back to his best, making 15, 16 saves. That would actually be more concerning, that he actually needs to be making those 15, 16 saves. But that is another day's debate. But at least we know he has the quality to do it. But insofar as what we're talking about, and that is Dean Henderson signing a contract in 2020, it goes back to what we were talking about last night, in effect, in terms of the structures that we have and who's in charge of making the football-related decisions, who's in charge of making player contracts, etc., and doing the planning in the short, medium, and long term for our club. And obviously, Mr. Woodward, in his wisdom at the time, because Murtaugh and Fletcher weren't in place when this was done, decided that Dean was going to be the card that we were going to stack in behind. And he gave him that 5-year contract in the thought that David was probably going to be going back to Spain. As it materialised out, David didn't go back to Spain. He wrote out that in the last 2 or 3 months where Dean was number one last season. And as was rightly said, he's played out of his socks all season. So could you say that Dean was lied to? Possibly. But at the end of the day, though, if you're a top-level keeper, you're going to have to recognise the skills and abilities of what is being put up against you, and you're going to have to take that from him if you really, really want that number one spot.
I'm going to give Omondi like almost 2 questions in one here. I know he likes to, so he can deal with it. So obviously, Dean Henderson, the rumour is him going to Newcastle United. But could you think this could be a massive effect? Because obviously we got the rumours as well. Donny van der Beek seemed to be going to Newcastle. Jesse Lingard's contract run out, who we're going to be talking about as well, going to Newcastle. So it's going to be 3 quality players from Man United we will lose to go to Newcastle to rebuild Newcastle. So can you see it happening, really?
Yeah, listen, we're a top club. We've got top players. The only reason there's a lot of speculation about our players, Lingard, Donny, goalkeeper Henderson, is because we're weak at the moment. We're vulnerable. And people can scratch the surface and see big gaping wounds in our club right now. So now's the opportunity for teams like Newcastle with the cash to step in and say, oh, yeah, you want to come to Newcastle? We'll take care of you. Come away from this mayhem and chaos at Manchester United right now,
Newcastle.
Yeah, that's what it could imagine. It could actually be quite delightful for someone to look at Newcastle and say, you're going to pay me how much? Equal my wage or add a little something to my wage and to play first team football. And that's tempting. First team football and a little bit on the wage will be tempting to the likes of Dean Henderson, Donny van der Beek, Lingard, all these guys. you know, and it's an opportunity for them to be like, yeah, we can be number one guys in and start this process at Newcastle United. It's very interesting what's going on up there. We did a show about it yesterday. A lot of discussion about Newcastle. And they got their manager in. People might like him. People in
a solid manager.
Like to play with him. So there's a lot of interest right now with that. So you don't see it with Man City players, with fringe players. What about the left back at Man City, the Ukrainian guy? I haven't heard
because he's been playing. That's because he's been playing. I think the difference between Man City is Man City gets rotated properly.
Yeah, exactly. And Liverpool. I was going to go on to say Liverpool.
Well, Liverpool has 12 players.
Yeah, you don't hear about Ox. You don't hear about Ox getting on a. You do a little bit, but not so much like we've got the transfer gossip. Ox
you did hear a bit about
the other day, and the same with at Chelsea. The rotation guys, you don't see them, hear them. Who's the guy, the USA guy who plays for Chelsea up front or winger?
Pulisic.
Yeah, he's on the fringes or getting squad sort of rotation. You don't hear about Newcastle going in for him. It was like, you joking? That's how it is.
He's got an injury record.
But still, we're a joke club at the moment. That's why people can tap in and start to talk about our players.
Well, I mean, I've even seen though. I've seen rumor stuff about City plenty when we started the year. Bernardo Silva demanding a leave from the club. Riyad Mahrez asking to leave the club. Plenty of players from City has Raheem Sterling saying, "I want to leave." It's not like City's immune. It's just because we're in a position where it's not because of wanting to leave per se, because they're not really doing much. And they want more playing time, and they're tired of the little rotation. For us, they're literally getting zero playing time, and they're sick of it. City, they're at least getting some, and I do think Henderson and Newcastle's a dud. Like it said, two of their best players are their keepers. They're not going to add on a third when Dubravka has been absolutely phenomenal for them ever since he came to the club. And it's unfortunate that every single player that wants to leave United has a good reason for it. Lingard, how good was he at West Ham last year?
So touch on West Ham last season. Sorry, Connor. He played 16 games, scored 9 goals. He was one of the most consistent players in Europe whilst he was at West Ham.
And we promised him minutes, and what has happened? He played, 2 or 3 games at the start of the year and has not seen the field since. 5
substitute appearances and 2 goals.
And look at that. Even in his 5 appearances, he's got 2 goals, but yet we haven't played him any further than that. Van de Beek, how many times has he been promised more playing time throughout the time?
Van de Beek's played 41 games, but when you look at the average playing time, I think it's about 14 and a half minutes average playing time.
And he's been promised more minutes literally every other month. It seems like there's a new Ole's promised him more minutes, and yet it either gets worse or just kind of stays the same.
So this is what I want to touch on, guys. Just general conversation with this one. When it came to the last hour of the transfer window, there was speculation regarding an Everton director and co-owner. They all came out with the same story, saying they offered to take Donny van der Beek to Everton. And Ole Gunnar Solskjaer came in last minute and basically said he had a plan for Donny van der Beek.
That plan was to keep him healthy in case Bruno goes down. But Bruno's freaking made of metal and never gets injured.
So it's true. But guys, with that as well, it's almost like at the moment, the way I'm reading, and it's me who's reading stuff into Manchester United and into the coaching staff, the management, and from top to bottom at the moment, is Ole and the coaching staff are promising Dean Henderson bits and pieces, Jeffrey Lingard staff, Donny van der Beek, Ahmed, all these players who are top players, Martial promising but not delivering. That is a huge problem for a club at Manchester United, especially right now, what we are going through right now at the club, where we're losing games, but yet there's apparently we're changing things, but nothing's happening.
I think it was a sense of, I think it's honestly kind of smart by Ole to do what he's done, because I think it's Everton was at that, last year they were around 8th, 7th place, right? Kind of hovering. You add him to that midfield, he knows how good Donny really is, and he goes, I don't want him going to a rival for the top 6. No chance in hell. If I want to let go of a player, I want him. Dan James went to Leeds, one, because Leeds is Dan James's level, and 2, because it wasn't a guy who was super huge in his books that he knew was going to be this boss as soon as he left. Van de Beek, he's like, unless he leaves the country, I don't want to sell him, because he doesn't want Van de Beek playing for another team in the Prem and biting him in the ass.
Can we just come back to reality with Jesse Lingard for a second? I think we have to remember, when this guy came, when Ollie came in first, basically Jesse Lingard was not in his plans. He had no interest in Jesse Lingard and didn't want to do anything with Jesse Lingard. He let him go on loan to West Ham. He shot the lights off at West Ham, where Moyes built back up his confidence and put him in where he could affect a bit of gameplay. He came back, and if you were Jesse Lingard and you looked at how top-heavy we are in the positions that he can play, you would have to know deep down in your conscience that anybody promising you minutes with that squad of players was lying to you. Because there's too many players that are at a higher, more quality level than Lingard that can't get in the team. So Jesse, unfortunately, bought into a lie.
And Omondi, do you also think with Donny van der Beek as well? Because obviously we've got 3 players here we really want to talk about tonight, and it's obviously Jesse Lingard, Henderson, and Donny. As a club and as a board, don't you think they've got an obligation to basically either we get rid of these guys and say, listen, we're not going to lie to you, like some of the comments are saying they're lying. We're not sure if they're lying or not, or what's been promised in. But we've got some talented players, but for some reason or another, we're sticking with crap rather than actually playing what we need to play and doing it. Because again, with Solskjaer, he does the same thing again, where he probably play Mata over all of them on probably the left or the right side of midfield.
Look, the bottom line is this. Let's all agree. Give me a yay or a nay or one of these things. Should these players be first-team players? I think Donny is a yay. Yes. Now, people might disagree with me. I think Donny should be a first-team player. Based on his ability, what I see, whether it's the system, whatever, I just think he should be a first-team player and playing every week. Should Lingard be a first-team player? No. I think maybe it's time for him to leave. He's been there a long time. He's never really got a first-team slot in the side. So it's about time he sort of goes off to pastures new and starts to represent himself, you know, like he did at West Ham. And the last guy is Dean Henderson. I think Dean Henderson should be number 1 and given an opportunity, because you've got to give guys a chance. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? Get rid of him and then suddenly De Gea gets on bad form and decide, oh, we need a keeper. We got a ready-made keeper there. Let's give him games and confidence and see what he's got. Look what's happened to Ramsdale at Arsenal. He's given games and he's got this huge confidence right now. He's looking like Peter Schmeichel out there. He's got vocals. He's got vocals. He's got distribution. He's got it all. You know what I'd love to bring in?
Speaking of Schmeichel, I'd love to bring in the son of Peter Schmeichel. I wanted him at this club. I wanted Casper at this club for like a decade now. It seems like ever since he started.
Wasn't Casper on our books at one stage?
He was on our books, and then we let him go, and now he's been amazing. I think Martial is a completely different story than all of them, though. Because with Martial, his problem is he's got way too much class in front of him. There's nowhere for him to slot in like Van de Beek can, and he's a confidence player. Mm-hmm. So when he's not playing, his confidence is gone, and then when he finally does play, he's shite. And so he's not going to get played again because he's been so terrible. So
quickly,
I think Martial needs to go somewhere where he can confirm and be in the top.
Let me ask you about that. While you're on the show with Martial, how would you get the best out of him if you're managing Martial? What do you think it is? How do you get the best out of this guy?
This is why I wish we didn't have West Ham in the first round of the Carabao Cup, because Martial is one of those players that you play in the cups to keep his confidence going all the time. But I think he's a winger. It's kind of obvious. He's a left winger. He's not a striker. He never has been. He never will be. I don't know why we keep pushing the agenda that he is.
100% agree with you there. And I think we've done it so many times on this show on Monday where we always talk about Rashford. He's fighting with Rashford right now. That's who he's fighting with to get into this Manchester United team.
He's got no chance.
He's got no chance.
Rashford's our most consistent player in the entire team right now besides Ronaldo.
Yeah. And the problem is buying Ronaldo now creates a problem. It's a space. Buying Ronaldo creates a problem with Sancho. Creating again Bruno Fernandes, all of these other players again with Donny, it's giving him a chance, an opportunity to give him. People, I listen to people and people say, "Oh, if you give Martial a run in the team, he'll do well. If you give this person a run in the team, they'll do well." But they never talk about giving Donny van de Beek a run in a team to see what he does. We're talking about giving Donny van de Beek 14.
I don't think you
minutes.
give him starts. I think you need to first start with consistent, long-time substitutions. Give him not 14 and a half, consistently give him 30, 40 minutes a game.
Yeah.
Put him on in the 55th, 60th minute consistently. And if he performs, which he did at one point, I mean, one of our goals came from him coming on. I think our goal to tie Atalanta to freaking death. And then you go, okay, he's playing better and better and better. Pogba gets suspended. Boom. There's Van de Beek.
I disagree. I think he needs to start. I think he needs to start games. He should be a first-team starter, in my opinion.
If Pogba goes, I agree. If Pogba goes, I agree.
What, someone said earlier, I think it was you, Connor, he said earlier, or someone else, he coming in, he's like the light for Bruno as this sort of so-called number 10. I disagree. He can play in either the Fred or McTominay role.
He can.
But
I think what Ole
and you give him
meant for him
games
to be
over a consistent amount of time, people start to realize how good this guy is. On the ball, off the ball, his ability. They're looking at it like, oh, can he do the drills? Can he sprint? Can he run around? Is he giving the effort? Can he tackle? Who tackles these days? Literally,
McTominay.
There's no tackling in football anymore. There's none.
McTominay runs through everybody.
On Monday,
Great.
I'm going to have to disagree with you on one thing, though, quickly.
Yeah.
All it plays McFred in the double pivot. We don't need a double pivot. We need one proper pivot. One. Yeah. And then have your Donnies and your Brunos and your Pogbas feeding off that pivot. It's absolutely beggars belief that we need two of them. The only reason there's two of them in there is because they're both useless at the job.
And I think, Amondi, what I was saying is not that he only can play number 10. I'm saying what Ole sees. The reason he was bought was only to be Bruno's backup. And unfortunately for Donny, Bruno's made of metal and consistently plays well. Even when he's not playing well, he's still getting, on the score sheet. And he's made of metal. You never see him go down with anything. So Donnie's kind of sitting there with his hand in his pocket. Well, fuck.
Well, here's an idea. Here's an idea, guys. Everyone's talking about Fred. Oh, Fred is an attacking midfielder. Well, make Fred be his understudy, Bruno's understudy, and let him sit on the bench as a number 10. Don't get on in that position anymore and start playing Donny there.
I think McTominay and Donny. I think Donny and McTominay wouldn't actually be that bad of a team if you had them two playing together. I feel like that wouldn't be too terrible.
Yeah. So this is a great comment from Russia as well. He's saying West Ham play Lingard to their strength and the system is difficult for. It is true. That is very true because at the moment, I know we talk about transfer, but what system have we got at Old Trafford? We've got none. So don't worry about it.
And I think even when we have had formations, we're too narrow. When you look at West Ham, the reason he flourished so much.
Rush, big up for that.
It was very spread out. The West Ham team was a very spread out team. They are very wide when they play, which also led to and a lot of teams don't play West Ham the same way they play Man United. A lot of times when Man United plays, you got that very defensive, get a lot of players in the box because you know that if you let that box be a little bit too open, someone's going to slide in there like Rashford, like Ronaldo, or Greenwood, and is going to score. But with West Ham, you saw it last season. There's gaping amounts of space. You could look at his first game for West Ham. He ran, 15 yards with the ball at one point before his first goal and wasn't touched or even challenged because he gets so much more space and West Ham stays so wide. Now he's at United where we're a lot more narrow, especially now that we switched to the 3-5-2 where you have two strikers. It's a very narrow formation.
I think West Ham, I don't know about the wideness, but they're very compact. So once they're one of the most effective teams being compact. Once you come into their half, that's when they break, and that's when you see these goals like you saw with Lingard last year, breaking, 3 or 4 guys moving, no one can go to the man, he's driving at players like that. They're really set up well, like you say, very organized, but it's like you can't break them down. You can come into their half, but as soon as you get to a certain zone, it's like, blam, we're on you, and it's like, come through us, So you're not going to get the issue we have where teams are always countering you, which we've had all this season has been a major, major issue, Yeah.
Listen, some of these guys are making some great comments. On Monday, do you want to go through some of these comments? And what we'll do is we'll use some of the comments to finish off the show, yeah?
Okay, just want to say hi to everyone. I've said hi to Bath Time Rush, Mike Green, how you doing? Anthony Herbert as well. Just going to run through. There's a few things about Henderson. The thing with the people were saying Henderson will let this team score more goals. I think Bath Time was saying about his Henderson's distribution, his vocal, coming out claim. All these are stats regardless of looking on the eye as well. So I think there's a case to make for Henderson, and it's not like he hasn't evidenced it. He did last season. Sorry, Rebel, do you want to say something about that?
I just want to come in. I do believe you're correct in terms of the case for Henderson. There's just one big glaring issue, and that is somebody with the size of a wage packet that De Gea would be picking up to sit in some pine. It would have to be something that would have to be, De Gea would have to be moved on if we are going full behind Henderson, because you cannot have that sort of weight package as your number 2 keeper. It's just not intelligent.
Okay, another comment here. Anyone want to react to this one? It's about Jesse. He's been with us 20 years, like you say. He's been there from day one. He was with Pogba, wasn't he, in the youth side that won things. And he said, we have to free up space for Palestri, Ahmad and Donny. So he's saying, look, it's time for Jesse to go and to bring in some of these other youngsters, because what are they there for? You've got to give them an opportunity. Anyone want to comment on that?
That's exactly what Jesse's doing. We're going to free him up to go just fill his spot on the bench. I think it's fine that we have it like it is, because you at least give Palestri is on loan. He's getting game time, and man, he's got me excited in the preseason with how good he was performing. Ahmad, it's fine for him to stick in the U23s. This is again another reason I wanted us to be in the cups way more. That's an opportunity where Ahmad can come in and play in the cups. Donny can start the cups. You can have Jesse start the cups. Martial, put him on the wing for the cup. So many players we have that are sitting and just wasting. If we don't get West Ham, we get like Colchester City in the first round. It's a completely different story, because I bet you all of these guys are playing in cup games and getting game time. It's just because the FA Cup hasn't started yet, has it?
No.
And so we're really it's Premier League and Champions League right now. Are you going to play Ahmad or are you going to play Ahmad in the Champions League or the Premier League right now? Not with who's in front of him. Are you going to play, Palestri's on loan? Are you going to play Jesse in the Champions League or in the Premier League against a team like Liverpool right now? Not a chance. Donny's the only one you can make an exception for, but there's a reason that cups are so important to go deep into, because it gives players also chances that aren't in the team to come in during the cups, and that's our problem.
Now, Ahmad was supposed to go on loan. The only reason he's not on loan is because he got injured before. Yeah, so I'd imagine he might move in January for a 6-month loan or whatever.
Just a quick one here from Bath Time. It's about Lingard again. He's saying he's an excellent player, but needs faster players around him than McFred and One Direction or Rashford. And here's another one by Bath Time. I think it's interesting. He says, I think Donny, Sancho, Lingard would all hook up well together.
I've seen that one. That's a good comment
for Manchester United.
I was going to say something on it. Sorry, I was going to say something on that, because obviously they know each other, especially Lingard and Jadon Sancho. They know each other. So I think as a friendship, that could work as a friendship on and off the pitch. Same as like the Chelsea boys, the close friendship as well.
More than a friendship or click, I think it's more IQ. These guys, like when we saw what we did against Tottenham, you had Bruno, Cavani and Ronaldo, and a link up, pop, 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 pop. The link up was beautiful because they're all on the same page. You're all intelligent players, I feel. Just quickly here, Rush says West Ham play to Lingard's strengths. Our system is difficult for Jesse. And lastly, everyone else, big up, man, for the comments. Saragon, how you doing, man? He says Donny has not had a proper chance. A bit like Lingard, a bit like Martial. Well, Martial's been a long time. He has had a chance. Donny and the keeper, I put in this bracket. Donny has not had a proper chance. He will stay if Ollie guarantees it.
And then you've got that comment as well.
Yes, I totally agree. This is a fact. This is a fact. How many times see there? Look at that goal we scored they scored against us the other day against Man City when they played the 1-2 and the ball's played.
We've known this is his strength. We know Henderson's biggest strength is his ability to be a sleeper keeper. When he played at the end of last year, do you remember the game where he had 2 times where he came outside the 18 to sweep away a long ball over the top?
I don't, but yeah,
De Gea's on his line. De Gea's on his line when that happens. Yeah. And while
this is why we say he's a good shot stopper, because he's always standing.
De Gea's a shot stopper. De Gea is one of the best shot stoppers in the last decade. And anybody who doesn't agree can come fight me, because I don't care.
And Mike,
sorry guys, look at the goal we conceded against Man City. They played a 1-2, and Bernardo Silva's ball was played in the 6-yard box. Obviously, granted, our defenders missed it, but where was De Gea? Stuck on the line. He's stuck on his goal line. You know, why didn't he come out? Just come out and say my ball and come through everybody. You know, so I think Henderson does that a lot better than him. So
you merge the two of them, and it's the number one keeper in the world. You merge De Gea and Henderson into one person. It's the number one player in the world at the keeper position.
Good.
Yeah, again, this is 130 million worth of players sitting on the bench, not getting an opportunity to play. So, Bath time, great comment there.
Rebel, go on now.
Do you mind if I throw something into the cooking pot? Because I think it's a very interesting story. Because on my screen at the moment is Ireland versus Portugal, and obviously our talisman Cristiano Ronaldo is the leading light for Portugal. However, there was an interesting story came up in the headlines today that Cristiano could actually walk if we do not reach a specific part of the Champions League this year or fail to make qualification for next year. He's walked down the tunnel twice already in the Liverpool game and the City game. Is this something that could be affecting what's going on with Ollie at the moment and the fact that he's been tucked away up in a jacuzzi in Norway?
I honestly don't blame him for going back to Norway with all the crap that's been going on with him. You know, no matter who you are, you deserve a break every once in a while. No matter if he's been playing crap, whatever. I mean, it's killed me to watch him in interviews lately. Like, I can't watch his interviews anymore because of how crushed this guy looks. One time he hears fans, cheering for him, and he goes, "Just wait for me to do my interview before you start abusing me, yeah?" And then he finds out that Maguire's gone behind his back and basically said there was no belief in the City game. That kills you as a person, especially as a coach. Yeah. And he fully deserves, no matter what form we're on, to go see his kids and his family. Yeah. You don't want to go.
I disagree. That's a bad move. I think bad move. He's going to be people are going to be talking about. We're talking about it. Stay and start coaching. That's your job.
Break. Hey, big money. A lot of the players aren't even back.
Money they pay. Look, I've been at work all day. I'm stressed. Trust me, I'm stressed.
I'm still working right now. I'm in the middle of work.
This is my stress relief. Being with you guys, because you're so cool. But going to work is stressful. I'm not paid enough to let it slide. These guys are paid enough. Forget the pressure. You're paid enough, guys. Come on, man. Get over it. Stay there and do something. This is why I really do think him going to Norway means the start of something here.
I'm calling Donny to start our next game, though, because if you heard the McTominay news.
Yes, he's been sent home as well.
He's been sent home with a throat infection.
Don't worry, guys. We'll be playing, what is it?
4-2-3-1.
One matter will be playing instead.
Yeah, no. It sucks for me because Scotland needs to perform so that they can get the playoff spot for the World Cup. But hopefully the result is still good. But I think it's. I mean, you just seen Pogba go down for months, which at this point I'm just happy to see the back of him. And you can come after me all you want, but I'm happy to see the back of him.
I'm not going to
because there is one thing that I cannot stand when a player does it, and that is not shutting up their family or their agent when you talk shit about the club. It's the reason I'm totally happy to see the back of Bailly. Bailly can leave. So can Pogba. Because the one thing I cannot stand is when you allow your family or your agent to go after the club and talk nonsense. Bailly's family did that at the beginning of the summer before he got his contract extension. And Pogba's been letting it happen in the last 2 years.
No, in fairness, Pogba's got the loudest mouth in football as his agent. Mino is going to spew shit.
Then at least shut up your family. Then at least shut up your stupid brothers who are too bad to even play in the MLS.
Yeah, but these reports, people obviously pushing their buttons and getting them to say such stuff. Especially on international duty, that's when you start to hear all this nonsense. I'm looking at on the pitch, everything else. I'm disappointed that Pogba's injured, and I want him to stay. Apparently, he's going to sign a new contract.
Yeah, there is. I want him to stay.
If he does, then that's great. But if he decides not to sign a new contract and he leaves, I'm happy to see the back of him.
To be honest with you, he's going to be waiting to see what the manager situation before he signs anything. Anyway, I honestly think he will do that.
So that time he does. He does it with De Ligt all the time at Juventus.
I'm just going to give you guys. Go on.
Real quick, do you mind if I just pick up a comment I spotted from Bat Time about Ronaldo's escape clause possibly influencing the manager decision? I don't think on its own it does, but it's a nail in a coffin that has the training issues tagged onto it, the Donny issues tagged onto it. There's a number of items in flux at the moment that could contribute towards an exit. And at the end of the day, the Glazers and Mr. Woodward are going to protect their dollars. And that's what Ronaldo represents to the Glazers is dollars.
Money.
By the way, I've never seen Game of Thrones, but that was funny.
That was quite funny. I've never seen it either. So before we go, guys, thank you very much for all your comments, liking, sharing, subscribing.
Yeah.
And then before we go to on Monday to thank everyone for all the names, because you remember every single name on it. Well, let's go to Rebel about his little lines.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, we in the Man United Agenda are proud to let you know that at 1,000 subscriptions, we will be giving away a pristine, authenticated, signed Portuguese international Bruno Fernandes jersey. So if you really, really want it, smash that subscribe button. And every now and again, we do a bit of Man United news, so you get that too.
I don't want Rodgers, Anthony. I do not want Rodgers.
Oh, God. Okay, and on Monday, we'll just go with the...
Yeah, you know, it's like end of usual shows we put credits on, but you guys are part of the show, so I'm going to give you the credits now. Big up Annie Herbert, you know, big up Bath Time, big up Saragon, big up Akil. Not Akil.
Mr. B.
Akil, is Mr. B in the house?
Yeah,
Mr. B's in the house.
Saragon. Let's go. Mike Green, big up, man. All you guys are dropping knowledge. Luca, how you doing? Arsenal fan with Andy Herbert. You spies. We're playing you in the second. Yeah, stop spying on us. We got Luca. Yeah, going way up. We got obviously Maisie was on the show. Don't know if she's still around. Talk MU was here as well. Rush.
Big up.
Rush Mano, big up, man. Welcome. Loves what you're saying. You're saying some good things. Big up, Mike. From Football United TV, not Mike, Matt, sorry, from Football United TV. Yeah, he said big up you guys, and I think that's everybody. Devils United.
A late comer as well. I'm on there. Late comer.
I was waiting for you. We were waiting for you, sir. Ole Conle, the Liverpool fan, who's always supports us well. So big up all you guys, man. Enough respect. Yeah, we know.
Cheers for having me, boys.
Yeah,
guys.
Hey, Connor. And most of all, big up Connor for coming on the show. Love to chat with Connor. I mean, we're always free flowing and thing like pass the move. It's like LA Lakers with Magic Johnson, our fast breaks. You know, that's how smooth we are. So big up Connor, man. Enough respect to you too.
Yeah. So, guys, if you're watching, please like, please share, please subscribe. We are the Man United Agenda. And, yes, we are giving you a signed Bruno Fernandes football shirt. And, yes, we will be back later on tomorrow at 8:30 for On The Spot quiz show.
Can I plug that, please?
Go on.
Guys,
plug that thing.
Tune in. Hey. If you're ever going to tune into the quiz show, tune in tomorrow because I've got Ian. He's part of our channel-ish. He does FTB Sports, all that kind of thing. But he's one of these smug Man City fans. Newbies, yeah? He's really supports Crystal Palace, but he's just newbie, smug Man City fan. Trust me, I'm going to sit him on the hot seat and I'm going to make him sizzle and burn. So make sure you tune in tomorrow. I'm going to twist him up and talk MU. Your lowest wooden spoon score is going to be safe because he's getting no more than a 3.
Oh, respect.
And Solo, it's one Bruno jersey, not all of them.
It's one. And also, remember, tomorrow night at 10 p.m., tune in for on Monday of the week. I think it's Rebel on a Monday this week. I think I'll say
it's the solo of the week this week.
Hold on. Nah, it's always a Monday. I think on Monday is getting it as well for the Newcastle comment yesterday's streaming. You ain't getting away with that one.
You can pay off these guys all you want. We all know what's happening. Unfortunately, Rebel is going to have to step up and take his award tomorrow. So tune in
on Monday. So it's Manchester United, Tottenham, Newcastle, Colchester Rovers, Newton Heath. Is there any team you don't support on Monday?
Let the video evidence be the proof. Yeah, I'll just keep my mouth shut and let the people decide. It's the people's vote that really matters.
Brilliant, guys. We're going to jump off now. So, guys, we really appreciate all the support, and we'll catch you tomorrow from 8:30 p.m. So, have
big up, Connor, man. Lovely to see you.
Big up, guys.
See you guys soon.
Thank you.